Stop looking at me like that. I am just answering a work email.
You have been smiling at that screen for 5 minutes. Since when does a spreadsheet make you blush?
It is not a spreadsheet. It is just David. He sent me a joke about the marketing meeting. It is stupid, really.
David, the new guy from Creative you mentioned last week?
Yeah, him. He is just funny. It is nice to laugh. Honestly, I cannot remember the last time I laughed like that at home.
Uh-oh. That sounds like a loaded statement. Put the phone down and talk to me. What is going on with you and Ben?
Nothing is going on. That is exactly the problem. Absolutely nothing is going on. We come home, we eat dinner, we watch the same 3 shows, and we go to sleep. It is like living on a hamster wheel.
That sounds like a normal long-term relationship. It's comfortable.
It is not comfortable. It is numb. When I am with David at lunch, even if we are just talking about fonts or budgets, I feel this electricity. I feel awake. He asks me questions. He actually looks at me. When I talk to Ben, I feel like I'm just part of the furniture.
I get that. The beginning of knowing someone is always intoxicating. It's all potential and mystery. Ben is a known quantity.
He is boring. I hate saying it, but he is. Last night, I tried to talk to him about this article I read on artificial intelligence, and he just nodded and asked if we had any milk left. David would have debated me for an hour. I feel like maybe Ben and I have just outgrown each other. Maybe the spark is gone for good.
Be careful with that word spark. It is the most dangerous word in the dictionary.
Why? Because I want to feel something? Is that a crime? I'm 32 years old. Am I supposed to just accept that the passion part of my life is over and settle for a roommate who pays half the mortgage?
No, you deserve passion. But I think you're confusing passion with novelty. What you're feeling for David isn't necessarily love or connection. It's dopamine. It's a chemical high because he's new and shiny and he doesn't know that you leave wet towels on the floor.
It feels deeper than that. It feels like he gets me. Ben just gets the logistics of me. I'm seriously wondering if I made a mistake settling down so young. Maybe there is someone out there who is actually my match.
The grass is greener syndrome. It's a classic trap. You're comparing Ben's behind-the-scenes footage with David's highlight reel. Ben is dealing with the bills and the trash and the flu. David just has to be charming for 45 minutes over a salad.
So I should just be happy with the boredom? That sounds miserable.
Not miserable, but realistic. You're standing at a crossroads right now. You can chase the shiny new feeling, or you can figure out why the light went out in your own house. Because, spoiler alert, if you leave Ben for David, in 2 years, David will be the one asking about the milk.
You are a buzzkill. You know that. But okay, suppose you are right. How do I stop feeling like I'm dying of boredom without blowing up my life?
We need to talk about the concept of the 80-20 rule in relationships. It explains exactly why David looks so perfect right now.
I am terrible at math. What is 80-20?
Okay, so in a good, healthy relationship like yours with Ben, you usually get about 80% of what you need. You get stability, trust, shared history, financial security, and friendship. That is the 80%. But no one person can give you 100% of everything. So the 20% that is missing is usually the mystery, the thrill, the novelty.
And David is the 20%?
Exactly. David represents the missing 20%, the excitement, the banter, the feeling of being desired. But the trap is that when you meet David, you think he is the 100%. You think he has everything, but he doesn't. He just has the 20% you are currently craving. If you swapped Ben for David, you would eventually lose the 80% you already have.
That actually makes a frightening amount of sense. I'm looking at David and seeing a fantasy, not a real partner.
Right. And there is something else happening. It is called micro-betrayals. You might not be sleeping with David, But where does your energy go when something funny happens?
I tell David.
And when you are frustrated with Ben, who do you complain to?
I usually make a joke about it to David.
See? That is the leak. You're taking the intimacy and the connection that belongs to your relationship and you are shipping it outside. You are siphoning off the fuel that should be keeping your marriage running. Of course, your relationship with Ben feels dead. You're starving it to feed the fantasy with David.
I never thought about it like that. I thought I was just having a friend. But you're right. I am saving my best self for David and giving Ben the leftovers.
And nobody wants the leftovers. The dynamic you are in is unfair to Ben, but it is also unfair to you because you are living in a state of comparison where Ben can never win. He is competing with a highlight reel.
I feel guilty now, but I also feel scared. If I stop the thing with David, will I just go back to being bored? How do I get that electricity back with someone who has seen me floss my teeth?
You get the electricity back by bringing the energy you are giving David back into your house. It is not going to happen by magic. You have to be intentional.
So, I have to stop talking to David? We work together.
You have to stop the extra stuff. Keep it professional. No more jokes about the marketing meeting. No more texting after hours. It is called closing the window to open the door. You have to seal off the exit so you are forced to face the room you are in.
Okay. Cold turkey on the work flirt? And then what?
Then you need to disrupt the routine with Bem. You said you are bored. Boredom is just a lack of growth. When was the last time you two did something for the first time together?
I honestly cannot remember. Maybe 3 years ago when we went to that escape room?
There you go. Adrenaline creates attraction. It is biology. If you want to feel that spark, you need to do something scary or new together. Take a salsa class. Go hiking somewhere you have never been. Cook a meal you have no idea how to make. You need to see Ben in a new light, not just as the guy who forgets the milk.
So, I need to date my husband again?
Basically, yes. But you also need to tell him what you need. Instead of complaining that he is boring, tell him, I am craving some adventure. Can we plan something crazy for Saturday? Give him the chance to step up.
I guess I haven't really given him a chance lately. I've just been writing him off.
Relationships go through seasons. Winter is cold and dark, but it doesn't mean the tree is dead. It just means it is waiting for spring. But you have to be the one to bring the sun. You cannot wait for him to read your mind. You are right.
I am going to delete the text thread with David right now, and I'm going to text Ben and tell him to be ready at 7 on Friday because I'm planning a surprise.
That is the spirit. And hey, if the surprise involves a little bit of danger or something wild, even better.
I will see what I can do. Thank you. I think I really needed a reality check.
Anytime. Just remember, the grass is greener where you water it.